Blog Talk Radio.
This is the Two Prophets program with Edward D. McKinney. Today is April 5th, 2009. This is Palm Sunday, anniversary of the day that Jesus entered Jerusalem for his 3-day ministry. I am speaking to you from Big Sky, Montana, the Mountain of God. Today's topic is the Christian and biblical origin of the Great Seal of the government of the United States. I will be quoting Bible verses because our Christian forefathers who created the Great Seal used the Bible as their source of inspiration. Your devoutly Christian forefathers not only used images from the Bible, they have used those images to tell you of two profound stories with those images. One story is the ancient beginning of a tribe of people in Egypt who would eventually migrate to North America and start a revolutionary government of the people, by the people, and for the people. The other story is that this nation, this government, would play a significant role in the second coming of Jesus Christ. You see, the United States is not just another nation. It is God's priesthood on earth. Now that could be a strange concept for this end-time generation because atheists have tried to hide the true meaning of our Great Seal from citizens of the United States. They have been hijacking the Christian government of the United States from Christians by methodically concealing U.S. history and rewriting U.S. history to the point that Christians and God are no longer welcome in their own government, which they created. I also have an extremely important quote from American Vice President Henry Wallace, who served under President Franklin Roosevelt. This quote tells us that the Great Seal is not only from the Bible, but that it is a prophecy of the second coming of Jesus Christ. That's right. The Vice President of the United States said that the Great Seal was a prophecy, a diagram, a calendar with a date for the second coming of Jesus Christ. The words of our Vice President are in the book, The Coming of the New Deal, 1933 through 1935, by Arthur Meyer Schlesinger. I am presenting this 4-part program about the Great Seal in order to answer the following questions. Why did our Christian forefathers use an eagle? Why didn't they use a turkey like Benjamin Franklin suggested? Or a buffalo, for example? What does the great eagle represent? Did your forefathers spend a lot of time and thought in the design of the Great Seal, or did they just throw together a bunch of official-looking symbols in order to have a Great Seal for the United States government? What do these symbols in the Great Seal represent, and what are their meanings? What parts of the Bible were these symbols taken from? Why were they taken from those particular parts? Let us begin to answer these questions. First, please take a $1 bill out of your wallet and look at the Great Seal, which is on the green side of the dollar. According to the book, The Coming of the Great Deal, which I just talked about, page 31, your Vice President, Henry Wallace, said, "Those who are devout believers in the prophecies of the Bible and who also have a great depth of feeling concerning the founding and the destiny of this country might well wonder whether the reverse of the Great Seal, which is the pyramid, did not prefigure the second coming of the Messiah." The word prefigure means to set a date for, to draw a diagram of, to present a calendar. Your Christian forefathers, including Benjamin Franklin, designed the Great Seal. It is obvious that these Christian men used biblical symbols to express biblical concepts. One of these concepts was the nation of the United States was born, like Jesus himself, by miraculous conception. It was not created by carnal men, especially atheists. The United States was created by God the same way ancient Israel was created by God in Egypt. And that is why America has the very same symbols that pertain and describe the creation of the tribes of Israel in Egypt. In other words, your Christian forefathers are telling you through biblical images in the Bible that God created the United States of America the same way he created ancient Israel over 3,000 years ago. Here is a misconception about the Great Seal that we can clear up. The Great Seal and other government symbols of the United States have been erroneously attributed to paganism. On the contrary, the majority of forefathers who designed the Great Seal were simply devout Christian men who recognized the hand of God in the creation of the government of the United States and the destiny that God had for the United States in world civilization. Our government was the world's first true democratic republic. Thanks be to God that we have on earth a government of, by, and for the people. Symbols on the Great Seal are obvious images straight out of the Bible. You and I have been overwhelmed with false accusations on the internet by blinded people who are blinded by hatred, who cannot see and do not want to see the good and noble origins of our Great Seal. On behalf of organizations like the Freemasons, Daughters of the American Revolution, Knights of Columbus, Gideons, Boy Scouts, and Brownies, I would like to remind Christians of the words of Jesus Christ himself, who told us how to deal with hate mongers who would degrade our sacred symbols and beliefs. Jesus himself said in Matthew 7:6, "Do not give what is holy to dogs, And do not throw your pearls before swine, or they will trample them under their feet and then attack you. The point is that we have a right and a responsibility to keep our sacred beliefs from the hate-mongering and the hate-mongers whom Jesus compared to dogs and pigs. And there certainly are a lot of dogs and pigs on the internet who are degrading our sacred national symbols and attacking our Christian heritage. In contrast to these hate-mongers, you and I, as Christians, are able to see the true, noble, and good meanings in our Great Seal because God would give understanding to His chosen people. Jesus said in Matthew 11:13, "Knowledge about the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven has been given to you, but to them it has not been given." Who is them? Them are the dogs and pigs who would never understand our Christian symbols because they will always choose to put evil interpretations on them. We are talking about people with severe emotional problems and not truth seekers like you and me. Atheists, closet Marxist, and blatant Antichrist are taking over our Christian capital of Washington, D.C. They hate Christianity, they hate God, they hate you, they hate me. So they hate our Christian symbols and seek to hide the true meanings of our sacred symbols from you, from me, from everybody. That is right. Extreme left-wing members of the United States government are ashamed of God, and they are attempting to break the connection of the United States government with the God who created it. So let us, as Christians, make a reconnection by decoding the Great Seal in light of Bible Scripture. Here is a verse for the extreme left-wing element in Washington, D.C., who would hijack our Christian government from God, from you, and from me. Mark 8:38. Jesus said, "Whoever has a feeling of shame because of me and my word in this false and evil generation, the Son of Man will have a feeling of shame when He comes in His glory." Well, we're out of time, but we will continue with part 2. Thank you for tuning in to my very first radio talk show. Visit our website, twoprophets.org, for more information about the Great Seal. So until next time we will show about the Christian and biblical origin and message of the Great Seal of the Christian government of the United States. Tune in next time, April 12, 2009, Sunday, 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time at blogtalkradio.com/Edward-McKinney. Until next time, friends, this is Edward D. McKinney with twoprophets.org.